Hey everyone, it's Casey, and today we're going to go through a full body Hatha yoga class. We're basically just going to get a little bit of everything, and hopefully we just leave feeling amazing in our bodies and also in our minds. We're going to slow everything down, make it accessible. I want this practice to feel enjoyable, not like a punishment. So let's enjoy it. I have 2 blocks with me today. You might use them, you might not, but they're there. So let's go ahead and start off just in a comfortable seated position. If a seat is not comfortable for you, on your bums, you can come down onto your back, you can take child's pose or any other position that you would like. But let yourself pick a position where you can really root in and feel grounded and connected. So from your seat, as you close the eyes, I want you to take a moment to feel your sit bones. And if you're not sure what your sits bones are, they're at the base of your pelvis, those 2 little bony knobs. And we feel them usually right around our tush. So if you kind of just feel yourself shift around a little bit, you're going to feel both of them root in. And then from there, I want you to press them straight down and lift all the way up through the crown of your head. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears, pull them back, and gently relax them down, heavy away from the ears. A nice opening across the front of the chest. And then from here, let's start to focus a little bit on our breath. We're going to go through a box breathing today, just to count the length of our breath. We're breaking it up into 4 parts. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale, all equal in length. We're going to start with a 4 count, and then I'll gradually begin to add on after the second round. So let's all exhale. We're going to take one just deep sigh together. So everyone just exhale, let everything out. Take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and just let it out. Okay. Now through the nose, start to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Through the nose, exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pausing. 2, 3, 4. Adding on. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more add on. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax your breath. In and out of the nose. Lightly start to constrict the airways. Feel the breath pass down the back of your throat. Give it that ocean sound. Couple more breaths. Just feel your mind soften. Feel your full self arrive here in this exact position. And then just gently blink open through the eyes when you're ready. Interlacing the fingers here, flip the palms down and then reach them out in front of you. Let's take a deep breath in. And then exhale, you're going to press the palms forward, round your upper back. And then inhale, pull the shoulder blades back towards each other, open up across the front of your chest. And then exhale, press, round. Inhale, pull them back, retract, and open. One more time. Exhale, press, round. Inhale, pull back, open. Now exhale as you press. We're just going to hold here. Inhale, come all the way up over the head. Now with the arms elevated, we're going to really focus on lifting the shoulders up towards the ears and just relaxing them down. So next breath in, press the palms up, lift the shoulders high. Exhale, melt the shoulders down. Inhale, press them up, lift high. Exhale, melt them down. One more time. Inhale, lift them. Probably feeling a little tired. Exhale, relax them. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bend the elbows and take the hands behind the back of the head. Begin to open up the head, let it fall back into the hands, open up the ribs, open up the chest. Elbows are open wide. Take another breath in. And then on your exhale, we're going to draw the chin to the chest. Elbows going to fall in towards each other. Tuck the tail round your back. Think cat pose. Inhale, open up. Open up the elbows, start to pull the spine forward, up and open, broad across the chest, sit bones are pulling back. And then exhale, rounding back in, curling nice and tight. Inhale, open. And then exhale, round. Go ahead and just move on your own from one to the next, a couple more rounds. Really easy here. Be gentle in your movements. Next time you exhale, hands fall down onto the lap and slowly roll your spine all the way back upright. We're going to take the right leg long in front and let's take the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Okay, now from here, I like to kind of try to pull back the cushion from underneath the sit bones. And that way I feel a little bit more rooted and able to access more space in my pelvis. From here, fingers on the ground. Let's inhale, lift up through the chest. Keep the chest out, nice and long away from the hips. As you walk the hands forward, try to tip at the pelvis to come forward rather than just curling your spine over. So with a nice long back, maybe give yourself some swaying motion side to side. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to bring it to the outside of the leg. Maybe the hand rests somewhere around the outside of the knee, the calf, the ankle, or you can even hold the outside of the heel. Long spine, and then just feel yourself rotate just slightly as you pull and draw in. Nice. Now come back all the way up to center, all the way up nice and tall, lifting your left knee, and we're going to step the foot over the leg, okay? Holding onto this knee, pull the knee down to help lift the chest up. You're going to hold onto the knee with the right hand, left arm sweeps down to the floor right behind you. Lift the spine, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twist open to the left side, ribs and chest, looking back over the left shoulder. Give yourself a few more breaths, continuing the process of finding space and then accessing depth on the exhale. You can always hook your elbow to the outer knee for a little extra leverage as well. One more full breath. Inhale, come back to center, unravel, and then you're going to walk your hands over to the right. And just round your spine over like a little bow, bowing down. Okay, go ahead and come up. You're going to take the foot back to the inside of the thigh. Now, from here, you're going to open up the hips to the left so that your front leg is still pointing forward, but now you've turned your left hip kind of open to the side. So your right leg is directly out to your right side. Okay, you're kind of facing more the side of the mat. Right hand drops to the inside of the right leg, helping to open up the ribs and chest. We're going to slide the hand down the leg as much as it feels okay while keeping the chest nice and open. Left arm reaches up, inhale. And then exhale, leaning over to that right side, stretching high overhead, feeling that nice elongation all the way down into your side body, into your hip. Try to spin your bottom ribs forward and as though you're trying to rotate the heart up. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way up, reach both arms high, and then set your left hand down to the floor behind you and lean back into it. Open up your ribs and chest. An option to stay here, or you can press the hips off the ground and find a little bit of that wild thing. A little bit of a back bend. And then bring yourself all the way back down. Scoot yourself back to center. Stretch both legs in front. Drop back onto your hands, and let's just shake them out a little bit. We'll do that same sequence now on the other side. So when you're ready, left leg stays long. And we're going to start by pulling the right foot to the inner left thigh, Janu Shirshasana A. From here, lift your chest, extend it away from your hip line. If you want to walk the sit bones back a little bit, pull the cushion, do so. Fingers to the ground. Continue to lengthen up through the chest. Deep breath in, and then tip at your pelvis as you come forward, walking hands down the length of the leg. Take it to your variation, your depth, maybe a little bit of movement here. Couple more breaths. Long spine, right hand to the outside of maybe the knee, the calf, the ankle, or hooking around the foot. Just a gentle kind of opening away from the foot and then folding over. Getting a little bit into that IT bend. And then slowly come all the way up as you unravel, lifting your right knee, and then let's step the right foot over the leg. Now hold on to the knee, pull it down and in to lift your spine forward and up. Left hand hooks to the knee, right fingertips to the ground, right by the hips. Lift the spine, breath in, and then exhale, rotate ribs and chest to the right side. Maybe hook a left elbow to the outer knee for more leverage. Few more breaths here, lifting taller on each inhale. Keep the lower back long and lifted. And then exhale, rotating open to the right side. Stay with your breath. Take it to your depth. Inhale, unravel yourself back to center. Walk your hands over to the left and just round yourself down. Coming all the way back up, we're going to slide the foot back to the inside of the thigh. And this time, we're going to just scooch the hips open to the right side. Okay, so left leg stays forward, and then we're just open out slightly to the right. Okay, now left hand to the inside of the leg. You're going to use the hand to the inner leg to help open up the ribs and chest away from it. And then slide the hand down the leg as much as it feels appropriate. You can always bend the elbow. And then right arm reaches up. Take a deep breath in, feel a lifting of your spine. And then exhale, lean it over to that left side, stretching long through the top fingertips, a nice heaviness to your right hip, and then really try to open up your ribs and chest. Feel your bottom ribs trying to roll forward and up. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Set your right hand down to the ground behind you. Left arm high towards the ceiling. Open up the chest, stay here, or press your hips forward, up and open. Open up the spine, find your back bend, your wild thing. And then bring it all the way back down. Bring yourself back around to center, stretch both legs in front, drop back onto the hands, and just shake everything out here. All righty, let's come into a tabletop position. You can sweep your legs around, come onto all fours. As you come onto all fours, let's go ahead and lower the forearms down onto the ground. Okay. From the forearms, right leg stretches back nice and long. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, you're going to cross it all the way over to the left side and set it down. You can either set the top of the foot or you can tuck the toes. Either way is just fine. Now you're going to keep your right elbow down, but you might want to open it up a little bit wider to the right side. You're going to kind of lean into the elbow, press it into the floor. Left hand can either come to your waist, opening up the ribs and chest, or you can stretch it up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath here. And then slowly take the top hand down. You're going to lean into, actually, let's come back down onto the floor. That's perfectly fine. We'll use this. Right leg reaches all the way back. And this time we're going to kick it out to the right side and then lower it all the way down to that right side. So it's directly kicked off to the right, okay? I'll turn sideways just for the sake of this kind of stretch. Now you're just going to kind of let your hips sink back. And then feel your hips kind of come forward. You can even walk your elbows forward and kind of roll through the hip socket as far forward as you'd like, maybe even all the way down to the ground. And then sink the hips back, maybe walk it back, and just continue on your own for a few rounds, nice and slow, rocking forward and rocking back. All right, let's go ahead and bring shoulders over your elbows again, okay? Right leg sweeps back, and then bring the knee back down to the ground. Left leg stretches back, deep breath in, and then exhale, cross it over to the right side, set the foot down to the ground. Same thing. With your left elbow down, maybe kickstand it open a little bit to the left side. You're going to lean towards your left elbow. Right hand can come to your waist, or it can extend all the way up as you open up your ribs and chest. Really press down into the bottom elbow. Make sure you're not collapsing into your shoulders. One more breath in. And exhale, take the right forearm back down to the ground. Inhale, left leg reaches all the way up, and then swing it out to the left side. Slowly lower it down all the way to the ground. And then from here, start to sink your way back. Start to sink your way forward. And I want you to just play with the forward and back motions, just like we did on the other side. And recognize this side might be a little bit different. Might be asking you for some different variations, might be asking you to stop in certain positions, to feel it out a little bit longer there. Couple more breaths. Okay. Get those elbows right underneath the shoulders. Left leg sweeps back and then bring it down to meet the other. Keep the forearms down on the ground. We're going to walk the knees back until we can lower our hips and bellies down into a sphinx position. Elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. If that's too much, you can walk them a little forward, but try not to walk them closer in. Otherwise, we get a collapse through the chest. So we want the support of the upper arm bone to the elbow to help keep us lifted and supported all the way up to the shoulders. So with the palms down, go ahead and grip the ground with the hands and just begin to pull the ground towards you. As you pull the ground in towards you, feel your ribs pulling forward, feel your heart lifting up. Give yourself a couple deep breaths here. Legs are actively pressing into the ground, quads engage. And then gently relax into your shoulders. Open up the elbows and just, you can either stack your hands or create little fists with your hands and just rest your head down for a couple breaths. Okay. Head lifts up. Let's come back up onto the forearms. So we're going to do kind of a fun little transition that will require us kind of rolling onto our backs. Just let yourself roll around a little bit. If it's something new, You can just make sure you're in a position where you can see, and that's basically it. Let's walk the elbows just a little bit forward of the shoulders, okay? Just slightly. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to weave the right hand behind the left elbow. Palm is going to be facing upward, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a shoulder stretch first. So you're going to walk the fingers out in the same direction that they're pointing as you lower your chest down on the same level. So you're lowering down, your chest lowers down all together at one. We don't let the right shoulder just drop. We lower nice and slow and even. A couple more breaths. Now stay with me here. We're going to slide the left knee up to the left side. Slide the left knee up like you're a belly sleeper and you're just kind of kicking that leg up. Okay. Now you're going to let your right shoulder drop and then start to open up the front of your chest. Keep opening up until your left shoulder rolls all the way back and down to the ground. Okay. Let your left knee peel away from the floor. It's okay, but get your left shoulder down. Now from here, right hand can always come to that top left knee to help guide it deeper, but link up with your breath. Each breath in, expand, and each breath out, a gentle twist. 2 more here. Okay. Now slowly we're going to take the left hand all the way back over. You're going to take your left leg, stretch it back, roll onto the belly, and then slowly press back up onto your forearms. Okay, so let's do the same thing, other side. Walk your elbows a little forward. Left hand weaves behind the back of your right elbow, palm facing up, and then start to walk your hands out at the same angle that they're facing as you lower your chest towards the ground. Sink into your fullest extent. Give yourself a couple more breaths here. Now, from here, you're going to slide your right knee up to the right side. Right arm is going to open up as you open up the ribs, open up the chest, and let the right shoulder touch all the way back and down to the ground. Left hand can stay, or you can rest it to your top leg if you want to guide deeper. Just a few breaths here. Okay, right arm's going to reach all the way back over. Slide your right leg back and then roll onto your belly and press back up onto the forearms. Okay, let's open up the elbows. Take the hands right underneath your shoulders. Elbows in. Press through the hands. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Hold here a couple extra breaths. It doesn't matter how high you lift. You can be in a little baby cobra. You can be all the way up. You can be in an upward dog. Doesn't matter. Listen to your body. 1 more breath. And then exhale, come back onto hands and knees. And let's take a quick little child's pose. Sink the hips towards the heels. Relax the spine. Okay. So let's go ahead and come forward into tabletop. And we're going to tuck the toes. As you tuck the toes, knees and feet together. Okay. And then we're going to start to walk the hands back as we sit our weight onto our feet, okay? Your hands can stay forward, so you get to gauge how much weight goes into your feet. The more you walk the hands closer, the more and more weight sinks back, okay? Maybe the hands even walk all the way up into the lap, spine up nice and tall, getting your full weight kind of opening up through your feet, okay? Your hands can drop down anytime. Otherwise, close your eyes, give yourself a few breaths. Opening up the eyes, walk the hands forward, untuck the toes, and just create a little fist with your feet as you tap them onto the ground. Okay, so we're going to tuck the toes again, and this time we're going to walk the hands back and peel the knees off the ground. We're going to turn this into a toe balance instead of just a toe stand. So hands walk in, come up onto the fingertips, find a focal point, lift one hand up, maybe lift both. Work a little bit of the balance and stability here. One more breath. Hands lower down to the ground. Walk yourself forward, knees come down. Keep walking out until you can untuck, tap it. Okay, now we're going to try to get the opposite here. So let's walk the knees and feet together. Let the feet lay flat. And then you're going to start to sink the hips back like child's pose. You can stay here, or you can walk the hands up and sit all the way onto your heels. Okay, your choice. Now you can also take it one step further. Hands can drop back, and you can start to peel up through your knees and through your shins, rolling up onto your ankles and the tops of your feet. So you're intensifying that stretch. Any of these variations are perfectly fine. One more breath. Bring the knees back down if they're lifted. Walk the hands forward. And from here, let's tuck the toes and lift the hips, come into a downward facing dog. And just start to pedal out your legs. Start to shift in your legs, your hips. Find some movement in your body. Or just connect into stillness if that feels better for you. Give yourself a couple more deep breaths. Then inhale, come up onto the toes, looking forward. Exhale, walk your way all the way to the top of the mat. Feet separate hips width, bend into the knees, head drops. Maybe grab opposite elbows as you sway a little bit here and just relax your lower spine. Sway to center, let your arms drop. We're going to roll up bone by bone, so keep a bend into the knees as you tuck the tail, lengthening it down to the ground as you stack your lower back, stack your mid back, stack the upper back, stack the shoulders, and let the head come right on top. Nice. From here, we're going to go through some half sun salutation A's, and we're just going to stay in a standing position, working standing to a fold while linking with the breath. Okay, so we're going to move nice and slow here. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Feel a lifting of your chest. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale with the flat back, come all the way up, reaching up tall, open up the chest. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Inhale, reach the arms back high. Exhale, forward fold, drape all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to standing. Reaching up, open up the chest. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reach all the way up, open up. And then join your hands, bring them down together at your heart center. I would suggest having 2 blocks near the front of your mat so they're available just in case, especially for this next one that we go into, okay? So we're going to take the right leg and we're going to cross it over the left leg. So your legs are crossed. Hips are squared. We're going to do a forward fold from this cross leg setup so we get a little bit more target through the outsides of the legs, but we'll still feel the hamstrings too. Arms reach up, deep breath in. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Hands can drop to your blocks or maybe to the floor. From here, just feel your spine relax over. And I'm going to give you some options for deepening if you would like, okay? So you can stay or take a bend into your front knee. You can kind of even lift the heel away from the ground on that front foot. And really, essentially, all we're doing is trying to bring most of the weight into the back leg. And then feel yourself fold. This might be enough. Or for the last step to take it deeper, walk your hands over to the right side and fold in a little deeper from here. You can even kind of feel your hips push a little to the left. One more breath. Walk yourself back to center if you adjusted. Okay, so from here, we're all going to take a bend into the front knee and we're going to unravel it and step it back. Okay, we're unraveling and stepping back. Feel free to use the blocks if you'd like, okay? So from this lunge position, just kind of sink forward and back. Play with it a little bit here. Blocks are a great option. Okay, front knee is over the ankle. Let's drop the back knee. Release the toes. Walk your hands up onto the top thigh. You can always use cushion underneath the back knee if that feels better. And then from here, inhale, lift your arms up tall. And then like a string attached to your chest, open up your chest and just feel your heart lift as you bend your elbows like little cactus shape. One more breath here. Inhale up and exhale, take your hands down to the ground. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, and just step forward to the front. Long spine. Take a deep breath in and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to standing. Reaching up, open up the chest. Join the hands together, heart center. Okay, so standing at the top of the mat still, left leg crosses over the right. Square the hips, have your blocks handy. And then from here, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinging forward, hands drop down to the blocks or to the ground. And then you have the option of staying or take a bend into your front knee, lifting the heel, getting really light on that front foot, almost like you don't even need it. Eventually you won't. And then from here, as you fold, you can stay or maybe walk your hands over to the left side. Hips can even push a little to the right and fold in from here. One more deep breath. Walk yourself back through to center. Now from here, front foot is really light, okay? If you need to, you can kind of walk it around to the side. We're going to step it all the way back. As you step it back, we're going to find this nice lunge position, adjust as you need to, and just start to sink forward and back. Just kind of play with the movement, play with the shape a little bit. Don't think about it too much. If it feels good, you're doing it right. And then drop the back knee, release the toes, hands walk up onto the front thigh, arms reach up, inhale. You're going to open up the chest, and as you open up the chest, feel free to cactus through the arms. Heart is lifting. One more breath. Inhale up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and just step forward. Halfway lift, breath in, and exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. Reach up, rise tall, open up the chest. And then let's take hands, bring them together, heart center. Okay, we're going to step out wide on our mats. So I'm turning sideways here so I have more mat space. You can step off your mat any way that feels good for you. And we're going to start by letting the toes turn out slightly. And we're going to bend the knees and create little C grips over the tops of the knees. And you're going to use the grips to kind of help the palm of the hands are going to press the thighs out to the sides. And as you press them out, just kind of sway yourself back and forth between your feet. You can come to center and stay, or drop your right shoulder and just kind of open up your chest to the left as you push the legs open. Inhale to center, and exhale, drop the left. Deep breath here. Bring it back to center, and then we're going to straighten out the legs, and feel free, shake them out a little bit. Okay. From here, let's bring the feet now a little bit more parallel or slightly pigeon-toed, which heels out. As we roll the front of the hips in, that means we're broadening them across the backside, which is going to allow us better pelvic tilt. Arms reach up, take a deep breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Hinging all the way down. Your hands can come to blocks at any point. Lengthen your spine on your inhale. And exhale, fold. Sink in, holding here, taking really deep breaths. We're going to be here about 3 or 4 breaths. You can stay, you can walk the hands back, you can grab the ankles underneath the feet, whatever you'd prefer. Just stay and breathe. One more breath and we'll take it into a slightly different variation. Okay, so lengthen your spine. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see the angle of my body, but you can stay right where you're at. All you're going to do is like a wide leg downward dog, but we're going to turn it into kind of like a puppy pose kind of variation. Hands are going to walk forward directly in front of you. And then you're going to press the hips up and back like a downward dog, but with your legs wide. And then come up onto your fingertips. And then press your fingertips down into the ground and just really drape through your chest. As best as you can here. Nice opening, chest, shoulders, upper back. 2 more breaths. Chest comes up, hands walk in. Stay as you are. Turn the toes away from each other again. As they turn away, hands are still on the floor. You're going to bend your right knee and just kind of sink over to your right side as best as you can. Skandasana, coming into this kind of ninja lunge variation. Your right heel might be lifted. That's okay. Eventually, we can feel it kind of melting towards the ground as we feel more flexibility into the ankles, knees, and hips. Try to guide that right thigh open. Knee and toes pointing in the same directions. One more breath. Press your hips back to center and then over to the left side. Same, but different. Feel out differences between left and right. Are siblings, but not identical twins. Opening up this left thigh. One more nice deep breath. Okay, now press yourself back to center. Let's bring the feet back to parallel, okay? Now, I do want you to face the side of your mat now, so if you're not already oriented sideways, go ahead and get sideways on your mat so that your right foot is closest to the front of the mat and your left foot is closest to the back of the mat, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk our hands to the right and just pivot your right toes only. Right toes pivot to the front of the mat, okay? And then bend the knee, inhale, rise, warrior 2, nice and strong. Sink into the front leg, roll the thigh open, hips nice and level as you sink in, pressing to your feet evenly. Give yourself Nice couple deep breaths here. Flip the front palm, inhale, reverse. Holding here, let's just straighten out the front leg, reverse triangle, reaching up and back. Nothing too strenuous today. One more breath. Inhale, lift the spine, arms reach forward and back. All right, let's pivot the right toes in, arms up, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Long spine, breath in. This time, walk your hands towards the back of the mat and only pivot your left toes to the back of the mat. Inhale up, warrior two, other side. Sinking into your legs. This time, bending into the left knee. Hips are nice and level, rolling the thigh open, arms reaching actively away from each other, gazing over the left hand. Let's take another breath here. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse it. From your reverse, let's just straighten out the front leg, reverse triangle, feel that nice deep stretch all the way from the front foot to the fingertips. Inhale, spine up, arms to a T. Pivot the left toes back in towards the center or towards the side. Arms up, breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Feet stay parallel this time. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Right hand plants directly below the face. Maybe bring it to a block. Left hand to your left hip. Find length. And on your next exhale, gently rotate ribs and chest open to the left side. Breathing here, you can stay. Maybe the left arm floats up. Maybe flip the palm back and drop it around into your lower back for a half bind. You also have the option of taking your bottom hand and reaching for the outside of your left foot and using it for a full twist and leverage. All of these are optional steps. If you are holding onto the ankle, let's bring the hand back to the center as you lengthen the spine. If the hand's to the lower back, reach it up. And exhale, let's take the left hand down to meet the right. Okay. Left hand below the face, blocker to the floor. Right hand to the waist. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, open up ribs and chest to the right side. Same options. Maybe top arm up. Maybe flip the palm back and drop it into the lower back. Maybe your bottom hand reaches for the outside of your right ankle. Optional, twist. If you did grab the ankle, bring that bottom hand back to center, lengthen the spine. Right arm reaches up if it's bound, and exhale, take it all the way down to the ground. Now from here, hands catch the waist. Inhale, come all the way back up. Heel toe the feet back in towards one another, and just shake out your legs, make your way back towards the front of the mat. All right. Arms reach up, take a deep breath in, and exhale, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift, breath in, and let's go ahead and step back, drop onto the knees, lower down onto the forearms again, walk the knees back, and we have arrived yet again in our Sphinx position. Okay, so we will be doing a little bit of back bending here. We're going to go through a couple rounds of some active back bends, building some strength into the back body. So let's open up the elbows, lower the chest, and reach the arms down to your sides. We're going to start off in locust pose, Shalabhasana. So as you reach back, inhale, peel your head and chest away from the ground, keeping your neck neutral, and then begin to activate your legs, floating them away from the ground as well. Legs stay nice and straight. Really feel the points of contact between your body and the ground and try to lift everything else up and away. 2 more breaths. One more inhale, lift high. And exhale, come down. You can either just stack your hands underneath your forehead or you can let your head drop to a side. Okay, let's come into our last round here. Arms down to the sides, reaching back. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your arms. Then begin to float your legs. Breathe. Option to stay here or bend the knees. Maybe catch the feet or ankles. If you want to take it into your bow, kick the feet into the hands, open up the chest, and lift. Couple more deep breaths. And then slowly release wherever you are. Come all the way back down to the ground, legs, hands, and then the head, either to opposite side or forehead to your stacked hands. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up into a tabletop and then just sink back into a child's pose. Maybe keep the knees together so your body rounds over the legs, getting a nice little counter to the back bend. Okay, let's go ahead and sit ourselves upright onto our heels. If this is not comfortable for you to sit into, you can take a block or two between your feet and sit on the block. And that's just going to help take the pressure off of the knees and feet a little bit. Okay, so if that's the issue, see if sitting up onto the blocks helps. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to lace the fingers behind the back, reaching down through the knuckles to straighten the arms as best as possible. Chin to the chest. We're going to curl the spine forward and down. So just keep curling in as you come forward. You can stop anywhere along the way. Maybe the head touches to the ground. Keep the crown down, not the forehead. And then rolling onto the crown of the head as the hips lift off the heels, and just feel the shoulders open as you pull the knuckles away from the lower back. It's just like hair pose, but we have a clasp of the hands behind us. One more breath. Slowly sink the hips back down. If they lifted, pull through the knuckles, come all the way back up into a seat. Release the clasp of the hands. Let's roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, roll them all the way back and down. Again, roll the shoulders forward and up. And exhale, roll them back and down. Okay, let's come back into our tabletop. You can set the block out of your way. Knees open up. We're going to get into our calf muscles a little bit. We're going to do actually a little tissue release. So right knee lifts, and then use your kneecap to just start digging around into your left calf muscles. Just start digging around in there. Notice what you find. Chances are you're going to find some tension. And when you do find that tension, let yourself sink into it. Just feel that top knee melting down into that tension, breathing through it. You can stay still. You can bend and straighten the top leg, the one that's doing the work for you. You can create little circles. I use that to kind of help knead into those knots, getting them from different angles, and just kind of noticing the spaciousness of those knots. One more breath or so. Okay, go ahead and release. Right knee down to meet the left. Stretch your left leg back, tuck the toes, and reach back through the heel. You can either stay down or you can kind of almost float your hips up and back like a walking your dog. And then bring it back down. Knees to the ground. Okay, so other side, left knee lifts, and this time we're going to start digging around in our right calf muscles. Feel into those spaces. Looking for some tension. Once you find it, or a spot at least, one of many probably, then let yourself sink in, deepen your breath, and either stay still or incorporate those little bits of movement through your top leg. Whatever movement feels good, if any. Couple more breaths. Okay, release your left knee down. Right leg stretches back, tuck the toes, reach back through the heel, maybe even float the hips up and back a little bit. Get that nice stretch into the calf muscles. All right, let's drop the knees down, sweep the legs around, and we'll come all the way down onto our backs. Knees pull into the chest as you hug them in, sway yourself from side to side. Okay, so set the feet to the ground, and we're going to cross right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Now I'm going to give you some options here. You can either just take figure 4, hugging the left knee in and keeping the hips down. Okay, this is a great intro to this position. Otherwise, we're going to take a slightly different variation, a little bit deeper today, crossing the leg all the way over so that the knees are stacked. If this is not doable in your body, this is a perfectly fine option that still works the same muscle groups, just in a way that's more accessible. Otherwise, if you do have stacked thighs, I'm going to guide us through this variation. You can take the other one on your own. If you do have your thighs and knees stacked, lifting them up and use your hands to just grab the knees and pull them in. You can stay here. Or you can start to slide your hands down the shins, pulling the shins in closer. Try to keep your hips down. Eventually, maybe even hold on to the feet or ankles. If you want to deepen it, you can open up the feet or ankles and pull in a little bit deeper from a wider angle. Okay, it's entirely up to you. Hips stay down. Try to relax some tension from your shoulders and your face. We're going to be here. Let's take about 5 slow breaths. Last one here. And then gently release, let left foot touch to the ground. Right knee is going to hug to the chest, left leg is going to stretch long. Inhale, hold the knee with your left hand, right arm to the side, and exhale, twist. Pull it across the body to the left and down, head can roll to the right, just 2 nice relaxing breaths. Head to center, knee to center, and set both feet to the ground. Knees are bent. We'll do the other side. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Either take your figure 4 here, or slide the top leg over, stack the thighs and knees, lift towards chest, and hands pull the knees in. Maybe walk your hands down the shins, maybe to the ankles or feet, pulling in, or open up the feet wider to increase the angle on the hips and draw in from there. Just make sure what you're choosing, your body is actually giving you permission and that you're not just forcing past that threshold. Slow your breath down. We're going to be here about 5 more breaths. One more here. And then gently release, let your right foot touch the ground, left knee to the chest, extend your right leg long. Hold the knee with your right hand on an inhale, left arm to the side, and exhale, twist. Pull it over to the right and down. Left shoulder stays rooted, head can roll to the left, 2 deep breaths. Head back to center, knees back to center. Draw both of them towards your chest, head up towards the knees, squeeze. And then we're going to release out for Shavasana, letting the legs and arms spill out off the mat, and then shake out. Let go of any last little bit of residual energy or tension that you're still feeling in the body. If you would prefer to take a legs up the wall and you have a wall space available, you have that option. Go ahead and take it. We're going to take 2 cleansing breaths together. Empty out first. Slow breath in, filling up belly, ribs, and chest. Holding. Open up the mouth, let it out. Last one, slow breath in. Hold. Open up the mouth and release. Fully settle into your bones. All the muscles relax. All the connective tissues relax. And just allow this natural release over the entire body and the entire mind. As your thoughts dissipate, you feel more still, more calm, and clear. Let yourself continue to drop deeper into this space. And for the next few minutes, they are yours to enjoy. Let go. Start to slowly deepen your breath. Little movements in your fingers and your toes. Move some energy up through your wrists, your ankles, maybe bending elbows or knees, swaying your head side to side. Arms stretch over your head, reach down through your legs and feet. And then pull the knees to your chest. As the arms wrap around the legs, give yourself a couple rocks here. And rock over to your left side, your heart side. Space of intention. And just being grateful for your bodies exactly as they are in this moment. Thanking them for this practice. Use your right hand to press the floor away and lift yourself all the way up into a seated position of your choosing. Eyes closed, spine up, hands at heart. Once again, maybe just set an intention to guide you from this moment forward. embracing that bit of gratitude for ourselves. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through practice today. Much gratitude from me to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can open up your eyes when you're ready. Thank you so much for choosing me to practice with today. And I hope your bodies and minds are feeling absolutely amazing and blissful and all the good things. So I'd love to hear your feedback and looking forward to having you again soon. Thank you.